Welcome to my channel, friends. Today I am going to explain an Canadian drama movie named Normal, in which a spoiled son having physical relation with his stepmother. So what happened when his father get to know about this? So let's the explanation begin. In the beginning of the movie, we see a woman named Catherine. She is missing her eldest son Nicky. Nicky was died in a car accident 16 years ago. But Catherine had not forgotten him yet. Catherine did not pay any attention to her younger son Brady, due to which he was always unhappy with her. Catherine's husband was also angry with her, because she didn't even pay much attention to him. On the other hand, we see a professor named Walt. He has a student named Sherry. Sherry is also a weather reporter. She is talking to Walt about her course. From her words, we know that they are attracted toward each other. In the next scene we see a boy named Jordy. He was in jail. He didn't talk to anyone in jail. That's why he gets into a fight. He was punished for stealing a car. After a few days, his sentence is completed, and he is released from prison. Outside, his father was waiting for him. They both did not like each other much. On the other hand, we see that Walt receives a newspaper cutting of the news of Catherine's son's death, which he keeps with him. The next day, Carl insists to Jordy that you have a week to find a job for yourself. Saying this, he leaves for the office. Jordy's stepmom Elise explains to him that don't feel bad about Carl's words. He is speaking for your good. Elise was very young. Jordy does not like her at all, as she thinks that she has married Carl just for money. On the other hand, Walt visits his brother Dennis at his apartment. Dennis was mentally ill, and for the last 2 years, he did not come out of his apartment. Then Walt goes to Carl. Because Carl was a psychiatrist, Walt tells him that he is going into depression. Carl asks him the reason. Walt tells him that one day he went to the bar with his brother, and when he was coming back, a car collided with his car, in which a boy named Nicky died. There was also another boy in that car who was driving the car. He was wearing a basketball jersey. Carl understands that the boy is none other than his son Jordy. He then tells Walt that he will not be able to continue today's session. On the other side, we see Catherine, who used to visit her son's grave every day to offer flowers. And when there was no one in the house, she used to go to his room and cry a lot. On the other hand, Jordy goes for a job of pizza delivery. The owner of that shop did not want to give him this job, because Jordy had a criminal record in the past. Jordy forced him a lot, so he gives this job to Jordy. The same evening, Walt is watching Weather Report on TV. Just then his wife seduces him, but Walt refuses him, because he was busy watching Sherry on TV. His wife gets angry and leaves from there. One day when Jordy is pleasing himself, Elise walks into his room, and she sees him doing this. He gets scared seeing her. Elise sees him and leaves. Due to this, Jordy gets embarrassed. He goes outside and sits in the park. Just then a girl named Melissa comes and sits beside him. Melissa is a good friend of Jordy. Melissa tells him that she has just seen Catherine here. Has you tried talking to her? Jordy says what will happen talking to her now. Melissa explains to him that he should talk to Catherine. Melissa invites him to the party that evening as well. Walt's wife, Abby, leaves her and goes to her sister's home, because he doesn't pay any attention to her. The next day after college, Walt invites Sherry home and gets intimate with her. Sherry was also taking full advantage of Walt, as Walt used to give her good marks in exams. The next morning, when Elise was making her hair without clothes in front of the mirror, just then Jordy comes there. Seeing him, Elise asks him, "What are you doing here?" Without saying anything, he comes closer to her and starts seducing her. Elise seems to enjoy it too, and then both of them get intimate with each other. Just then, Carl comes home. Hearing his voice, Jordy hides in the bathroom. As Carl walks towards the bathroom, Elise engaging him in her talk and invites him to the bed and gets intimate with him. Seeing the opportunity, Jordy leaves from there. After this, Ellis and Jordy often used to be intimate with each other. One day Melissa goes to the shop where Jordy works. She asks him why he didn't come to her party that day. Jordy making excuse that he was busy that day. Seeing them talking, the shop manager tells Jordy to do his work. Melissa asks Jordy to meet her in the evening and she leaves. After the night out, Melissa comes to drop Jordy home. Being late at night, Jordy invites Melissa to his house. While talking, both of them start kissing each other. Just then Elise comes there and asks Jordy about Melissa. Melissa says that she is Jordy's school friend. Elise leaves after getting angry. After which Jordy also tells Melissa to go home. One day Walt learns that Dennis used to talk to a girl named Sylvie, so he invites her to Dennis's apartment to help Dennis's condition. Seeing Sylvie, Dennis starts screaming, because for 2 years he had not met anyone except Walt. Sylvie was aware of Dennis's situation, so she talks to him and makes him comfortable. Walt was also happy to see Dennis recovering. On the other hand, Jordy was spending too much time with Melissa, which bothered Elise. The next day, at shop where Jordy works, his manager tells him to work quickly. Jordy was upset with him for a long time, so he leaves the job in anger. As soon as he comes home, Elise wants to talk to him about Melissa and his relation, but Jordy doesn't want to talk to her, and he goes off with Melissa. At night, Jordy is thinking about Nikki, and then he calls Catherine. The next day, Catherine visits him. Jordy tells her that he was also present with Nikki in the same car which I stole. He says that the idea of stealing the car was mine, and in a hurry our car got into an accident. But none of them knew that it was Walt's fault. Catherine feels very light knowing all this. After coming home, she burns all the things of Nikki, because now she understood that Nikki would not come back now. She also apologizes to her second son Brady, and asks him to do whatever he wants. Then she plans to go on vacation with him. On the other hand, Dennis also comes out of his apartment after 2 years, because today he has a date with Sylvie. Walt also now realizes his mistake, and goes to apologize to Catherine. Catherine tells him that she already knew that he is the one who hits Nikki's car, in which he died. Catherine beats him a lot in anger, and then she leaves with Brady. On the other hand, Jordy comes home and start talking to Elise about their relationship. Then Carl comes and listens to them, and he learns about Elise and Jordy's affair. Carl then starts beating Jordy. Jordy also starts beating him in anger. Elise separates the two of them. Jordy beats Carl badly, so Elise takes him to the hospital. On the other hand, Dennis was also happy with Sylvie. Walt is also happy to see him, and Jordy also goes to Melissa. Catherine was also happy now. She goes too far with Brady. On that note, movie ends. So friends, that's all in today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, peace out.